Good morning. Good morning, those watching us online. We are very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be standing in front of you. I think it's a great trust to be chosen this morning to take this class with you, and trusting God that it will bless the preparation, it will bless the work, and that we will be able to convert some things this morning. So, glory to God. I just like most people, I was also following the classes, the teaching, especially the evening teaching yesterday. And Pastor Sunday was asking you feedbacks about your trip to the rehabilitation center. And you went to Pastor Christina's rehabilitation center, and there was a lot of mentioning Pastor Christina's name. And I want to start my class this morning reminding you, with this thought that Pastor Christina is not better than any of you. Pastor Christina, what you've seen should catalyze the best version of you in yourself. And one of the things that Pastor Christina had done, and she's still doing, is that she overcame drug addiction, and she went back to what used to conquer her. She went back, to the sphere where she used to be a loser, where she was under, and after getting freedom, she got a burden for people who are still in that, in that pit, who are still in that struggle. And basically that's what she has done, in that part of her life. So I want to challenge you to think about what you have overcome. And if that will fall in line, with your goals, with your vision, just take time during your solitude, during your reflection time, and think about what you have overcome in your life, what you have achieved in your life. I want to believe that most of us here didn't go through addiction problem. For example, I did not go through addiction problem. Of course, that doesn't mean I cannot start a rep center. I can, yeah, but what have I achieved? I've achieved a lot of makeover, being brought up in Africa. I've been able to change my mentality. I've been able to add a lot of values to myself. And that is a selling point. That is what I can use to make our world a better place. So it's like I'm starting with this challenge. I'm starting with a kind of homework I'm not going to check. I hope you will check it. I hope you will challenge yourself. Just think about what you overcome and what you can sell to others, what you can sell free of charge, and what you can sell, if that will become your vocation in life. So I just want to start with that. And also touching the hand from the beginning, you are here at the HMT, and during the HMT, I want you to be thinking about how will you convert your trip to HMT. In Romans 1:20 that Pastor Sunday treated yesterday, bringing the invisible to visibility, right? You've made a lot of sacrifice. You are here. You've made this trip. You've put a lot of things on hold in order for you to be here. And I want to challenge you to think about how you will remember this HMT. What is the monument that you will build? And I'm talking like like a metaphor, right? What is the monument that you will build that will always remind you that I got this and I started doing this after attending the November HMT in Kiev? So that's just some intro. So we can go to our lessons today, and if we can have the slides. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong place. So we should soon get the slide. The topic is converting. Everything's about conversion. Oh, by the way, while I'm while I'm trying to get my slides, I want us to think about, we use the word conversion in Christianity. There is this expression we use, like it got converted. When I got converted. We use conversion a lot in Christianity. And what do we mean when we say conversion in Christianity? Can somebody share his thought with me? Do we have the second microphone for the audience? So who is willing, in the light of this topic and marrying it with conversion in Christianity, because it's something we use a lot. So how will you marry the two? The conversion we are talking about now and the usual conversion in Christianity. Any volunteer? Okay, Emmanuel. Straight to the point, please.
Straight to the point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, it talked about new creation. So we can be talking about conversion being a new creation in the image of Christ.
Okay, thank you. Well, when we are talking about conversion, right, that means you have something. I mean, you don't start conversion with nothing, You have something. It may be invisible, intangible, but you have something that you are converting to another form. Like, in science, we say energy is never destroyed, right? Energy is never lost, yeah. But it can be converted, changed, transformed from one form to the other. Well, thank you for that contribution, but can we pass the mic to another person?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to sound a bit controversial now. I think from the little that I've learned, or the much that I've learned in the past few days I've been here, when we say we're converted, it's totally wrong. What are we converting from? We see it as being born again, converting to Christ. But from what I've learned in the past few days, conversion is actually should be that those attributes of God in the spirit realm, how am I now living it, converting it into the physical realm through my relationship and coming to know Christ? That's what conversion now means for me, as opposed to what I knew it to be. If that makes sense. Conversion, before we say, I'm now converted to Christ, meaning I'm no longer in the old, living in the flesh. I'm now living in Christ.
There has been a change, right?
There has been a change.
Okay. So normally when somebody becomes born again, when it gets converted, it started showing some fruit of his conversion.
Yes.
Like basically in Christianity, it starts going to church. Before he wasn't going to church, right? Before he had the time, the 24 hours in a day, but he wasn't going to church, right? Now he starts exercising some level of the fruit of the Spirit, right? It was the same person, right? And the seed of God was in him, but they weren't converted into something visible and tangible. Of course, in this HMT, we are taking it to another level, right? But that's just what I would like to add. Yes, ma'am.
Praise the Lord. For me, conversion is, let me go to Genesis 1. That is bringing something out of darkness to light for people to see. That is for me the short form.
It makes sense. It makes sense there. Yeah, all these virtues of God in us, they were in us. They've always been in us, but they were like covered, right? They were like hindered in us. But then when the power of God comes, it starts bringing those things out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, for me, I see it like everybody has life, so God has given us life. Though the life might be in one direction or the other, when we realize that our life is tilting towards the nature of God, and we are changing from what we used to be.
Absolutely.
In Christian way, we say that's I'm converted.
Yes.
Okay, which means that we've been transformed, we've been changed, we now know God, we now believe God. But it seems to end there. We should not,
We should.
because I think we have the light has a purpose. And if we are converted, we should be converted to fulfill the purpose. So our conversion is not total, except we move a step further in actually translating the things that we feel converted of into reality.
Yeah, so we really like get it right when we use the word conversion. Yeah, our motives are right. Yeah, but then the problem is that when we get converted, we feel like to some extent that we have arrived. I'm now a new man, I'm converted. But the truth is that conversion should be a continuous process. Yeah, all the time. And that is why we can say the sinner's prayer. When new people are coming to Christ, we can identify with them. Yeah, because we still have conversions going on inside of us. We realize that all the time. Okay, we have to go. Okay, so the next, okay. Enough glitching. Okay, so this is a quote from Rosabeth Cantor. I've found that small wins, small projects, small differences often make huge differences. So talking about conversion, we have to know that in many cases, it will start in a small way. Yeah. We always want it big. We always want to have big results immediately. But really, we should know that these things we are talking about, they will come in a natural way, in a gradual way. And we have to start valuing, appreciating our small conversions, our little conversions, our small wins, small attainment of goals that we have, because she says she has found out that these things often make a huge, often make huge differences in our lives. So we should know that we just need to start, sometimes in a small way, but we know what we are doing and we know where we are going. Okay, prioritizing our conversion. The topic is from goals to result, which is also conversion. I think we all have goals, but what would differentiate me from all other people with goals? What will help me to move ahead above all other people? Because I believe to some extent, everybody on this earth have goals. So we have to prioritize our conversion. There are a lot of things to convert on this earth. And sometimes we can get lost in the sea of conversion. That's why it's very important for us to prioritize, to know what we really need to do in this life. So we have to prioritize our life with the first thing should be the must, what I must do. I must do it. I must do this to make huge differences. I must do this to make my life count. I must do this to bring peace to my life, to my ministry. I must do this to give me an edge in life. I often have to talk to my daughter, to Pearl, about trying her best to get good grades. I have another daughter that thinks, well, B is not bad. B is also a passing mark, and B is not bad. But I have often had to motivate them that, yeah, really, you have the A's, you have the B's, you have the C's. And the students that get A, the students that get the B's, and the students that get C's, and even those who fail in the same school, right? If they are going to the same school, they pay the same tuition. They go to school every day. Like in our case, and in our school, almost all the students, no, most of the students, they are being driven to school. So a large percentage of the people in the school, they don't take public transportation to school. And my children also, we have to be driving them to school every day, bringing them back from school every day. So the students that get A's, the students that get B's, and the students that get C's, their parents, they have to go through the same motion, right? Wake up early in the morning, get yourself together, go to school, and all the things. So the teacher comes, teach it, give you the same material, give you the same thing, but at the end of the day, you get your result. To some extent, it might seem it doesn't matter. I mean, B is good, C is good, even sometimes D is still a passing mark, right? It's only F, yeah, that gives you problem. But then I was explaining to her that, yeah, you get something, but then when you want to get to a good college, then you have a problem. Because now they will pay meticulous attention to your GPA, and they will choose the people, they will choose the students with higher GPAs before considering you. And if you are thinking about getting scholarship, it's even more competitive, right? And I was telling my daughter that I know you know a lot of things. And you are very, how do you say it? You are very current. You know a lot of things about, international relations, about politics, about culture that probably half of your class don't know. But when it gets to your GPA and when it gets to getting a college, nobody cares at that time. So that's why, and I was teaching her that prioritizing about what matters in your life now is very important. What will help you to get to the next level easier? A lot of things is important, right? You may know a lot of other extracurricular knowledge that, people will just be amazed. How did you know this? How did you know this? But if you want to go to college, you have to prioritize the requirements for your next level in life. And those should become your must at this level, at this point in your life. So it's like doing the right things at the right time, converting the right things at the right time. So our musts are very important. What must I do? To allow me to move closer to the portrait that I've made for myself. I believe each one of us should have a portrait. I normally tell people, I have an idea in my mind how I want to look at 50, how I want to look at 60, how I want to look at 70. Yeah, so, and we should prioritize what will help us to move closer to those things, and to the portrait, to how we see ourselves. So, and those things should become our must. I must do this. Must is non-negotiables in our lives. And other people will tell you, why are you so concerned? Why can't you relax? Why can't you live like all other people? Well, I don't know where all other people are going. I don't know their goals, but I know where I'm going, and I know the bus number I need to take to get to that place. So if I'm going to a certain place, then I must take a certain bus number if I want to get there. I can't just take the available bus. I can't say I've been waiting at this bus stop for too long. I will just enter any bus that comes. No. I must take this. Why? Because I'm going there. So our must so we prioritize with what must I do. Then after must comes should. And sometimes in life we confuse this must and should because most of the average people, they pay more attention to should. This is how it should be. This is how it is in our culture. This is how it is. This is how it should be. But we have to prioritize our must. Every family should be like this. Well, good. But my family must be like this. Because we are going somewhere. We have a picture of what we want. And then, of course, when we have extra time or when we want to relax, then comes what could we do? What could we do? But the must are very important because the must of our life will open doors for us, and that is what we made people to say, oh, is that man, is that person that has done that has achieved that. So each one of us, there is something in business that is called quick success. In business, there are a lot of things to do, many things to do. But a supervisor, a director must know what counts for quick success in his business. That might not even be where he is going. That might not be the most important thing, but that quick success will give him a hedge and will allow him to do what he needs to do. For example, let's say there is this business that has to do with people coming in, and you have restrooms in your or toilet in your business. So suppose, the toilet, the restroom is 40. Your business has little to do with restroom. Maybe you are selling food, maybe you are giving consultation, and restroom is like, I don't know, number 7. No, the first thing is sales and things like that. But we know that people need restroom. So if we repair, even if we don't have money, right? But we will know that we must repair that restroom. Now, it's not our main goal. If we can do without it, we will prefer to do without it because we are interested in sales. But this thing is attached. This restroom thing is like intermediary must. Something that will attract the people to us. Because if there is a similar business nearby, then people will prefer to go to where there is good toilet or where they can use the toilet free of charge rather than going to where, the toilet is bad and you still have to pay something. So that's what is called quick success. Something that will give you like the peace of mind now for you to do what you really need to do. Yeah. So, and I'm saying that so that we know that our must, sometimes they are not this fundamental, they are not always, it includes it. Yeah, but when we have the picture of where we are going, then we will know our solid musts and our intermediary must. And this is another quote from Scott Kent. Good things happen when you get your priorities right. I agree with him. When we get our priorities right, then we get the miracle we've been waiting for so long, and we get the miracles we've been praying for so long. Yeah. So prioritizing is very, very important in life, and I mean these are basic knowledge, and just reminding us. If you are talking about conversion, excellence is very important. In the Bible, it says, whatever your hands find to do, do it, let me paraphrase this in my own way, do it excellently as unto the Lord. Do it excellently as unto the Lord. You know, giving our best at all time is very important to cultivating this skill of continuous conversion. Because we can't deceive nature. In Christianity, we cannot deceive God. And God doesn't, how do I say it? He sees our heart. And effective people, efficient people, are people who give their best at all time. I mean, give your best at all time. We just have to get used to giving our best at all time, doing everything from our heart. If I'm typing, I'm doing my best. If I'm teaching, I'm doing my best. If I'm a student, I'm doing my best. If I'm in a relationship, I'm doing my best. You know, cultivate this habit that everything that comes out of me at any given point in time is my best for that time. It's my best at that stage of my life. So we give our best, and giving our best gets us on our strength part. Every one of us, we have our strength and we have our weaknesses. We do. And there's nothing we can do about that. We have the pluses, we have the minuses. And we need it to get on in life. So prioritizing, giving our best, we have to ask ourselves the question, not one time. We have to ask ourselves the question, what is that one thing that will help me to get that big result I want in all areas of my life? What is that thing? It might be education. It might be getting a skill. It might be a relationship, not talking about marriage relationship. It might be even learning a new language, you know. What is that thing that will help me to get, you know, the exponential result in all other areas of my life? So we ask ourselves, and of course, we make that a goal, a must goal, because once let's say you are living in a community where you don't know the language, and you want to have impact. Of course, a lot can be done with translators. A lot can be done, but if you are able to master the language, maybe within 6 months, a year, 2 years, yeah, it may take time, but after 2 years, you won't be where you used to be. Yeah, and then that will affect all other areas of your life. So we just need to know what is that thing, you know, that maybe it's learning not to be resentful. Maybe it's forgiveness. You have to learn, you know, how to forgive, and after that you'll be able to be your best in all areas. If it's forgiveness that is, if it is unforgiveness that is drawing you back, then deal with that one thing that will later give you peace, and that will later open the broad way for you to become the person God has created you to be. So this is a personal question to all of us, because conversion is not magic. Conversion is, it's us, it's tied to us. You know, it includes all our personality, everything, because there should be a sync, there should be unity in nature. So when we find our strength part, then we make sure that we spend more time. It's still about prioritizing. We spend more time on things that help us to get closer to the result that we anticipate for ourselves. We spend time in things that make us strong. For example, coming to a training like this is something that makes, that makes one strong. You do things that challenge you. You do things that help you to build muscle, physical muscle, emotional muscles, spiritual muscles, and you spend more time in things like that. That way, you are able to rebuild yourself, and you will dramatically accelerate your learning and your growth. So we should fight, we should strive to get on our strength part, and that will give us one of the highest returns on investment. We have to invest in ourselves to get the result we want, to be able to be the person we want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. And that is conversion. Is moving from me today to me in 5 years. I shouldn't be talking the same way in 5 years. I mean, I can still be saying the same things, because truth is always truth, but I shouldn't be expressing the truth in the same way. I should have grown. Maybe I use more illustrations. Maybe I use more visuals. Maybe I use more code. I should be able now to approach my truths from different angles. The longer I live, the more opportunities I have to improve my knowledge and to improve my expression. That's just an example. Of course, to remain and to spend more time on the things that make us strong, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we need this kind of self-awareness. Many people are losing out in life because they are just not aware. They don't have that self-awareness that, hey, wait, you can get better result being in the same place. When I teach women, let's go to dressing and women. Some women, they have more things than other women, but they don't dress nicely as other women. So now it's not even about what you have, it's about the self-awareness. I know people who are just managing in our church, but they are just stylish. They know how to combine the little they have, that each time you see them, you say, wow. You just know how to combine stuffs. It's the self-awareness. It's not that you really need a new tie or you need it. And when you have that self-awareness, then most of the things you need will start coming to you. So that's an example in self-awareness. Or if you take ministry, self-awareness will help you maybe to pay more attention to people, maybe to ask them more maybe in a more self-aware way how they are doing, or to ask questions that will help you to know how they are doing, and not just the usual, hi, how are you there? Or maybe self-awareness will help you to remain. When you ask the question, you just remain, so that you give them the opportunity to reply you, to really show that you care. So self-awareness is being aware of what we already have and how we can use it better, how we can get better result from what we already have. I mean, we're not talking about, okay, I need more money, I need more space, I need, no. Self-awareness is, be aware of where you are, be aware of what you have, and how can you maximize, because that's also conversion. Converting the things we're wearing aware of. That's also part of conversion. So we have to decide. Our strengths are our natural talents, but true strengths are natural talents for thinking, feeling, and behaving in an applied way to the context. So our strength are our natural talent, things that like the last point. Your strengths are what you find easy to do. The things that other people struggle with, that you find very easy to do, are your natural strengths. And those things are easier to convert, than starting from zero. Those things are easier to convert. And a lot of us, we have strengths already. Things that are already halfway ready for us. I mean, we just have to push and deliver the baby, and get to the next level, even with what we already have. Yeah. And our strength is not necessarily what we are good at, right? Because if you are good at something and that thing is not adding value to you, you are not on a strength part. Yeah. Maybe you are good at dancing, right? I think most Africans, we can dance, right? Yeah, but if it's just dancing, I mean, if it's not adding value to you, if there are other things you could be doing at that time that will help you to get to the next place you want to be, then yeah, he's a very good dancer, yes, but that's not a strength part. Some people are very good at video game. I mean, some people are very good at gossiping. I mean, very good. I mean, they do it very well. Some people are very good at worrying. No, they're very good at worrying. So there are some things we are good at, but if we have to, reflect, we have to analyze it. Is this adding value to me? Or let's say somebody is good at dancing, so because of that, it's not working as much as it's supposed to work, so it doesn't have enough finance. That thing is draining him. The family will not be happy. The family will even be saying, the only thing you know how to do is dance. And what is coming out of, and what is coming out of it? We want something. So we have to analyze everything. There is time for recreation, of course. I mean, we have to rebuild ourselves. But apart from that, we have to make sure that everything we do counts. Everything we do, we have to make sure it counts. I have an office, I work with people, and one time I was thinking, okay, how will I encourage my secretaries about their work? Because, secretarial work is about calling, picking phones, sending emails, organizing events in the church. And sometimes outside the church. And I was able to tell them that every call, if you do it with all your heart, every call means something to the person you are calling. And that can change the person's life. And the way you receive the call, sometimes in the office, they are calling again. The phone rings, and if you are not living in self-awareness, sometimes you feel irritated. Yeah. But I tell them that every call that is coming in is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to help somebody. It's an opportunity to solve a problem. It's an opportunity to affect a life. And so when they receive a call, they ask the person how the person is doing. They make sure that it's not just about the work, but they make sure that they help the person to feel well. And so they say something like, okay, you can call back. We are always happy to hear from you, and things like that. And if you are sending an email, know that with your email, life is coming. Life is going to that person. So that affects even the way we reply emails, what we do. Because it's not just the paper, it's not just the pen. If you live in self-awareness, you are passing life. And you are always converting. You're always converting a letter to life, a phone call to life. You help people find themselves. So everything in life matters. But we have to know that not everything that we are good at, but with time, when we work in conversion, most of the things we are good at will be things of value. Will be things that are adding value to us, things that give us energy. Sometimes I've heard it many times that people ask Pastor Sunday, people ask me, okay, how are you guys coping? How are you doing it? Are you not tired? If you're on your strength part, you are not tired because you are not faking it and you are not pushing yourself to do it. You understand that this is the best place for me at this moment. And it just comes naturally. You get all the ideas you need to do what you need to do. And that's why you can spend time in it all days, and you're not just tired, doing it, helping people, adding value to people. Your strength will catalyze you to get to the next level you need to be in life.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Can you
go back?
Catalyze. Can you
catalyze? Yeah. I can answer that question now. Yes. The answer is no. I was helped. Catalyze is something that helps you to get something done faster. Yeah. That helps you to get something done faster. That word is used a lot in chemistry. Chemistry. You can add something, then you get the result faster. Yeah. Yeah, like acid or is it base? The other, yeah. So they get things done faster. Yeah. Okay. So be more of yourself. Give your best. Amplify your result. Be driven by your whys, by your must. Live a life of value, and all these things will help you to become better in conversion. I will be faster a little bit here, and here basically is strength versus weakness. We have to focus on our strength before weaknesses. Yeah. Some of us, we allow our weaknesses to draw us back. Some weaknesses are, will I call it, for example, I wanted to talk about our skin color, right? Sometimes it can be a weakness, right? The way people perceive, especially if you live in a racist environment, right? Yeah, your skin color might not be your strength. So you focus on your strength and don't focus on your weakness. Oh, they don't like us here. They are racist. There's nothing we can do. We cannot walk. You look for your strength. You have your weaknesses. Yeah. So some weaknesses are real weaknesses. Some weaknesses are natural weaknesses, right? And also, like those from Nigeria, like I'm in Nigeria. We have natural weaknesses. Being in Nigeria is already a kind of weakness. Yeah. But you don't allow that to stop you, and you don't go and get Ugandan passport. You look for your strength. There is strength in everything. We just need to focus on our strengths before our weaknesses. We spoke about spending more time in strength. That means spending less time in weakness. limit the time you spend in weakness. We have to learn from weaknesses, and we see that, find ways to offload more of your weaknesses so that you can spend more time in your strength. People will tell you about your weakness, but you don't even need them to tell you about your weaknesses. You know it. So when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. And I'm using this quote in relations to weaknesses. Yes, I'm weak, right? I've made some mistakes, but I have to let that go to repair myself, to repair my mistakes, and to become a better person. So we have to let go. If we hold on to, oh goodness, how could I have said that? How could I have missed this opportunity? I mean, we just have to, get lessons from our mistakes, from our missed opportunities, from our blunders, and move on so that we can become better people. So we don't dwell on our wrong. We don't dwell on what we did wrong. We figure out what we can do right. So we don't dwell on the years we've not been living in self-awareness, in conversion, but we figure out how we can live and make up for the lost years, for the lost opportunities. And these are some questions we can ask ourselves as we deal with our weaknesses and get out of it. What did I learn? Even from the shame of, making those mistakes, what did I learn? How can I make the most of it? Through conversion, through right approach to life, you can make something great out of your weaknesses. Yeah. And then it becomes your strength. The Bible says, when I'm weak, you are strong. So that would be the right approach to weakness, and not a kind of weakness that drains you down, that pulls you down. How can I use it? Yeah, so those are questions. But then sometimes in life, we have, just like I said, like being a Nigerian, or maybe having difficult relatives, difficult colleagues at work. Then it comes to, if you're in a situation that doesn't seem like it will change, then change yourself first by asking the question, if this situation never were to change, what's the one quality I need to make the most of it? It's not everything we can change in life. And then when we know that we can't change them, then we just change our attitude to them. And life goes on, and we start enjoying them. Because most of our feelings and most of our reactions and most of our actions, they come from our attitude. Yeah. You see, if I hate somebody, everything it does irritates me. Even the good things it does. Yes, and I'm not even able to see the good things it does. Because my attitude to him is that he's bad. And nothing good can come out of a bad person. But then if I change myself, even if a person, there are different things in life. I think the only person we can control is ourselves. And I also say a little bit. Not all the time even. Yeah, so, you just change your attitude. You don't go about life saying she's bad, he's good. He's bad, she's bad, she did that, he did that. You are just displaying your ignorance. You are displaying your level in life. You are dwelling on things that don't strengthen you. If you can't change a situation, then change yourself. Get the quality that will help you to get the most, most out of it. It might be learning how not to do things. Maybe you have a difficult supervisor, and it seems it will never change. Yeah. So what will you do? How can you make the most of it? Make sure you don't become like him. Make sure you don't become like him. Catch the next train. Okay. Don't be late for today, be early for tomorrow. If you are late for today, be early for tomorrow. Catch the next train. Don't dwell on the things that doesn't work out for you. So don't be caught in things that weakens you. You have to find your sweet spot to help you in living a life of conversion. And the sweet spot is where your talent that you are working on, your passion, and your value, where they meet. Then that would be, your strength point. You have the talent for it. Either you have acquired the talent, or it's a natural one that you are always working on, so you know how to do it. Yeah. For example, some people know how to tie, how to, tie the men. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, so I won't start from there. Yeah, because it will take me a lot to do it. So passion is very important, because anything we do without life is difficult. It drains us, and it drains the people around us. So passion is very important. We as humans, we need feelings. And a lot of tests has been done that children are impaired with disabilities if they are not shown feelings from birth. And I was listening to a psychologist teaching not long ago, and it was talking about why we need feelings. And he said the natural process of breastfeeding is not just for mothers to feed the child. It's also about feeling, because to feed the child, to breastfeed the child, you have to carry the child, you have to cuddle the child, and when the child is sucking the breast, the child is looking at you, you are looking at the child. So the natural process of breastfeeding, it's not about, the child wants to eat. No. It also imbibes in itself the expression of feelings, and feelings are very important to us as humans. Of course, we are talking about cautious feelings, right feelings, but we need passion. No, we don't have. It's difficult to live with people without feelings, without passion. I mean, life is just dark. It's bad. I mean, it's not good. So we have, even Christ had feelings. He expressed himself. So it's very important. And so feelings are like is it catalysis? Catalysis, right? Catalysis. So feelings are like catalysis. Yeah, we have a talent, then adding feeling to it, and that's why we don't say good morning. We don't say that when we see people in the, when we are greeting people, we don't say good morning. We don't say good morning. No, we don't do that. Yeah. We say good morning. Hi, I'm happy to see you. We smile. Because we can say the same thing without smiling. But then that will have a totally different effect. Right. And even sometimes people will say, it would have been better for her not to greet me. That to greet me in such an insulting, annoying, so we need feelings, we need right feelings. But then we have to add value to it. Value is very important. Talent, passion. Then where they meet is our strength point, our sweet point. Is where we can be all day. So finding our sweet point is very important. Then there is this psychologist, Martin Seligman. You can find this on the internet. I took it from there. 24 signature strength. And when you have time, just read through them, just write it down. You find it on the internet. So think about this and evaluate yourself. And also, these are things you can work on. You just have to program them. Okay, I will work on this 2020 maybe. Yeah, but these are things, if you have them, if you cultivate them, they will give you strength. Appreciation of beauty and excellence. Not everybody can see it. And if you cannot see beauty, if you cannot see excellence, then how will you convert it in your own life? How will you be more creative, in your expressions, in your work? So we have to learn to appreciate beauty, to appreciate excellence, bravery and valor. That's strength. Courage. Where everybody is saying it's okay, it's good, then you say, well, I don't know, but I think. It takes bravery, of course, in a respectful way. Capacity to love and to be loved is very important. Caution, prudence, discretion. So we also skip that. It's still about those strengths: forgiveness and mercy, gratitude. So if you just evaluate yourself on these things, how strong am I in being curious and in being interested in the world, current affairs, what is happening. How strong am I in justice, honesty, hope? Am I an optimistic person, or they need to resurrect me all the time, every day? Every day we have to call the ambulance. I've mentioned that we all have goals, but unfortunately, some people are better in achieving their goals. Some, on the other hand, don't seem to be able to make any progress. So achieving goals is conversion, converting our desires. For example, one of the goals of HMT, is to help us to become history makers, because HMT is history makers training. But then we have to make sure that we really become an history maker wherever we find ourselves. People should always say, you are different. You are different in your approach. You are different in your reactions. You are different in the way you do things. You should be able to convert all those spiritual values that we are loaded with into tangible things. So we need conversion in our mind. And I want to stop a little bit and talk about conversion in our mind. When we're talking about conversion, it means we are in charge. We are moving. We are applying our energy in the right way. And we know that the generator, the power base of human activity is the mind. We are being controlled from our mind, and we control ourselves also from our mind. So it's very important what is here, how neat things are here. So we also need conversion in our mind, in our brain. That's why the Bible says, think on these things. Think on these things, converting bad thoughts to good thoughts. Converting unholy thoughts to holy thoughts. Those are the things you don't see. They are on the mind level, but we also need conversion there. Sometimes some silly thoughts can come to you. At least they come to me once in a while. And sometimes, honestly, I just need to stop and say, where is this from? Some silly, some bad thoughts. And I know as a Christian, I shouldn't be having this thought. I shouldn't be wishing other people evil or something. And I would just say, wow, where is this from? Then I would say, no, it's not my order. I didn't order for it. It's a mistake. Sometimes I will have to speak out loud. Sometimes I will start blessing the person, making conversion in my mind, because I don't want it. I want my mind to be peaceful, to think about good things, to think about things that exalt. So, we need conversion on the level of our mind, what we allow our mind to think about. We shouldn't allow, especially with age, right? Especially if you're over 40, a fool at 40 is a fool forever, right? Yeah. So, there are some things you shouldn't, no, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to dwell on this. We have Pastor Natasha in our church, Pastor Natasha Patapaiva. I hope some of you know her, right?
Yeah.
Patapaiva, the alcoholic, right? Yeah. She's an elderly lady. She's over 70. And I've known her for a long time. And there was a time I went to her and I was complaining about something. And she said something that changed my life forever. She said, Bose, I don't think on those things. I don't dwell on those things. I didn't get the support for my evil talk from her. She said, she just said, Bose, I don't dwell on those things. And it pained me that she doesn't dwell on those things. But after some times, I became like that. And now I also tell people, I don't bring that to me. Go and look for other people to talk with, not with me. So we have to be in charge. Yeah. Because we have to know, listen, we have to know that every garbage we get into our mind, we still have to clean it up. It will not go on its own. So maybe we should just save ourselves, is it the stress of having to remove, we still have to remove it at one point in life, or it will be weighing us down. So, we should have mercy on our mind. We shouldn't allow people to dump evil thoughts on us. We have to check people. Go and look for other collaborators, because anything we get into our brain, we still have to find time to remove them if they are not good. So conversion must take place in our mind. Conversion must take place in our body. We cannot just allow our bodies to look anyhow. That's not how we are created. We have to take care of our bodies. It's very important. Our emotions, spoken about that. Conversion must take place in our career, the way we do things. We should be a teacher with a difference, a banker with a difference. We should be the kind of worker that people will prefer to wait. I will wait till it comes. They will tell you, this place is free. No, thank you. I will wait for him. I want to work with him because of the way it makes me feel. And because of the depth of attention and service that he or she gives to me. We need conversion in our finances, conversion in our relationships, and also recreational. We always need to move to a better form, to a needed form. It's very important. What do we do with our mind? We have to check our beliefs, focus, because that's the center that deals with what we believe in, what we focus on, our mental model, and what we tell ourselves. Because the whole world can tell you are beautiful. But until you tell yourself you are beautiful, you are not beautiful.
That's right.
And also the whole world can tell you are not beautiful. But until you tell yourself you are not beautiful, then you don't become not beautiful. So you are the master. You are the person. Body, I've spoken about nutrition, emotions. We have to cultivate the skill of being compassionate. Physiology, self-confidence, thoughts, spirit. We as Christians, we also have to always convert, taking it to the necessary form, taking it to a new level, meaning, the meaning of our life. Why am I here on earth? Why am I here at this HMT? Why am I here in Ukraine, like living in Ukraine? Why am I here, like being a mother of 3 children? Why am I here? Why the meaning? Or why am I a wife? What's the meaning? What's the meaning? What's the weight? What am I doing here? Why am I here in this team? What's the meaning that I bring? What is the meaning that I give? Or it doesn't matter. I mean, am I an insignificant factor? Or I am meaningful in all my responsibilities? I mean, that's a function of the Spirit. Purpose is link, service. And that's why the best kind of service available on earth is still the service from Christians. I mean, the world have gone so far in the humanistic approach, but the best, authentic, real service is still with Christians. It's a service that comes from your spirit. You don't do it for money. You don't do it for fame. You don't do it to be recognized. You do it from your spirit. So the best available services are services that are connected to religion, because now they transcend the earthly things. They serve on earth, but they draw their power, they draw their strength, they convert strength from the invisible to the visible. And of course, values. Okay, now we are going to another section of this class, and we are going to talk about hindrances to conversion. What are some of the things that hinder us from making this conversion that we know is very necessary? And most of these hindrances are self-imposed. Yeah, are the things we put on ourselves. The first thing is procrastination. I mean, I will do it later. But there is never a later. The Bible says, don't be anxious, right? The evil of a day, right, is sufficient for the day. So if we put something we can do today to tomorrow, we are overloading tomorrow. That is already overloaded. So virtually there is no tomorrow and there is no later. So if there is something we can do today, it's something we can do in 2 minutes, in 5 minutes. And there are a lot of things like that. Sometimes we get home and we just drop our bag anyhow. I will clear it up later. I mean, we are procrastinating. And it won't help us to reach our goals. So we just have to stop. We have to force ourselves. Also, I have a child that likes break. She will be doing her own work. Then later I will see her doing other things. And I will say, oh, have you finished your own work? Oh, I'm just taking a break. So we have to stop taking those breaks. You just have to, stop keeping, just stop, do it, because if I do this now, tomorrow or the next minute, I will be able to do other things. And that is conversion. So instead of doing just 3 things a day, I'll be able to do 10 things. I'll be able to have results. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did it. Rather than say, oh, I'll do it later. I don't feel like doing it now. When I feel like I will do it. And we are talking about conversion. And we are talking about getting results. I say this a lot, especially in Nigerian culture. I will call you back. I will do it later. We'll see tomorrow, or we'll see in church. Then we'll talk about it then. Then later we'll say, oh, something came up, we couldn't talk about it, now we have to find another. And that's how we will be stretching it until Christ comes. Instead of saying, oh, let's talk about it now, let's do it now. What's it? Or somebody will say, I will tell you something later. I say, tell me now. Later will be for other things. Let's get this done. So getting things done is conversion. So that we can prove, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. My day was not wasted. So sometimes you just have to, sometimes I had to force, I would just be sitting down and I would say, until I finish this, I'm not, because you are doing something and just as is common to all men, you just feel like standing. You just feel like going to the kitchen. You feel like going and open the refrigerator, see what is there. So we have to cultivate that skill to getting most things done. Some people, they go on a trip and their baggage, their luggage, would be, unpacked for weeks. Some people will repack it when it's time for the next trip. You come from the trip and you put things in their places. Because everything must have its place, right? Yeah. Because sometimes we take some things on the trip, then we start I'm looking for this. Oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Then later you find it in one of your travel bags. So we get in stuff. When I travel, when I'm coming home, I know that when I get home, latest the next day, depending on the time I get home, I need to put things back in their place. My bag, it should be empty. What about if somebody needs it? Can you imagine somebody needs it? I say, okay, let me remove what is there. The way we like to do it. Okay. What's the thing doing there? So we try not to procrastinate. Also, under procrastination is talking sheep. That is, you just talk. We talk for 30 minutes, we talk for 1 hour, no takeaway. We're just talking, we're just no takeaway, no nothing. Just gisting, So let's make sure. It's better to have free time than not meeting the deadlines. It's better to finish something earlier than being late. So if we need to do it, we plan to do it. Why do people procrastinate? I said because the situation is not painful or annoying enough for them to be forced to do it. However, most of the times when it does become painful are often the times when it is too late to do anything about it. Even in relationships, sometimes parents will tell their children to do something, or wives will ask their husbands to do something. I will do it later. Husbands, they like that. I will do it later. Most husbands, I heard you. I will do it later. Yeah. But then sometimes, when you are ready to do it, let's say the wife now got tired of all this, I will do it later, then a conflict comes, and then so I'm ready to do it, and the wife say it's no longer necessary, it's too late. Or at work, maybe your supervisor has been telling you to do something, to say, oh, I'm busy with this, I'm busy with that. Then an action will be taken against you. And when that action is taken, now you are ready to do. For some reason, then you will find time to do what you've not been able to do like forever. And then they will tell you it's too late. Just say, thank you, no longer needed. So, it is very important. Second is underestimating our goals. We have to value our goals. If I have a goal, then I have to follow it through. I want it to come to life. But when we don't care, we don't care if we reach our goal or we don't reach them, then we won't be able to move from point A to point B, because achieving goals, converting, means movement. But when we underestimate it, then we give room to other things. We underestimate the effect or the impact of our achieved goals on ourselves and on other people as well. So we should take full advantage of our resources and review our progress constantly. And sometimes you will have to talk to people to take you accountable. Sometimes we have to apply force to get this conversion. Third, defending our problems. So when we say, oh, you don't understand, you don't understand, it's difficult, it's easier in America, it's easier in Africa, we're defending our not converting our goals. Can you imagine? Because what you defend, you give room to. These things are like psychology, right? You defend it, that means it can stay. It has room. It has a right to stay. It's because, okay. Then often when you say it's because, all right, okay. So we leave it there. That means it remains like that. So we shouldn't justify our inconversions. We should let that be a challenge to us and say, okay, I don't really have any justification. I must get to work and get it done. You see, when people defend their problems, they use that energy. They use the energy they could have used to brainstorm themselves or with others. Even that person you are explaining to, the person you are defending yourself before, you can say, you can brainstorm with that person. I don't have any justification. What do you think I can do? Any advice for me? Instead of saying it's because, how do you think I can do it? So, and that is conversion as well. too enclosed in our own world. And because we are limited, sometimes it takes a lot to convert. Yeah. But because we are limited, we are living in our own world, we are not getting new information, we are just trying it on our own. Sometimes that can also be a reason. Sometimes it can be because we are not even sharing with other people that I'm trying to get this done. Do you know anybody that is already doing it, or do you have any advice for me? We are keeping it like secret. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, not to overtalk. Yeah, but if you see that you are not moving forward and you want to get it done, you don't need to go on Facebook, but at least you talk to people to see who can help you to get it done, if you want to get it done. Not working smart and creatively, you know. That's also, that can also be a result. So we are working on it, however, we are working like, how do you call it, like an analogical way, right, instead of digital. And also that can impair the speed of getting things done. 6 is avoidance, and this is different from procrastination. In procrastination, we don't just feel like doing it. It's just the habit of, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But avoidance is when it is connected to fear. Yeah, when it's a little bit not comfortable. So we don't do it because it's not comfortable, we are afraid, and we don't want to face our fear. So we give different reasons, but we just need to face our fear. The other reason is sometimes we are easily distracted. We have to be people of focus. We have to tell people, sorry, I can only give you 3 minutes. What do you want to say? I'm busy. Yeah. It's not every time people come to you that you are available. It's not every time. It's not that you are just waiting, sitting down for every person passing by, to be talking with you. You have a goal, you have something you are doing. That's why you don't have to pick all your calls when the call is coming in. Because your phone is ringing, that doesn't mean you have to pick it. If you are expecting a call, good. If anything, you look at the person that is calling. If it's not the prioritized people in your life, maybe your child, relative that would not just be calling like that, spouse, you may not pick it. Then there's something they call SMS. I said, I'm busy, please send a message. And then they will reply, I'll call later. Then you know that you're good. You are not obliged. I put off some notification, all this ping all the time. They are most of the time I put my phone on silence because I'm not owing anybody anything. And then some people say, I called you, you didn't pick my phone, okay? Or they say, you don't pick calls. Because thank God we have a reasonable number of people from Nigeria here. They call, how are you? I'm fine. How is your husband? He's good. How are the children? They are good. So what is new? They will ask you. You will struggle through that. Then another one will call, how are you? Good. Your husband? Good. Your children? Be calling me, oh. You are not calling me. Jesus Christ. I just got to see how you are doing. So I'm not against. I'm not against if you have the time. But I found out that I cannot just be an open line all the time. Yeah. It's not working, at least at this stage of my life. And with the things I need to deal with, I can't combine the two. I leave that for pension, you know. When I'm on pension, then of course, please call. But now I have to work, now I have to get things done. I mean, and we have a lot of relatives. So we have to just think about that. Okay, another reason is overcomplicating situations. You won't believe it that most of the things in this life, most of the things are very simple. Very simple. But by some supernatural abilities of humans, we just overcomplicate them. You know, sometimes people will come to me, we have a complicated, okay, I will say, what is it? Just overcomplicate things. All we need to do is just break it down. There is no sophisticated, no complex mechanism that cannot be broken down into simpler pieces. Actually, you build comprehensive, you build sophisticated systems from simple units. That's how it's done. So you just break it down. In HMT, we used to have what we call, is it reaching 10,000 people? And then, what does pastor call it? Something like reaching your goals. And there, it teaches about, okay, if you want to reach 10,000 people, don't let that 10,000 cloud your mind. Because can you imagine, I want to reach 10,000 people. So that alone is enough. To know that, oh, 10,000, oh, Jesus, 10,000, oh. How many hundreds are in 10,000? Jesus Christ. How many tens are in 10,000? But then, pastor teaches that you break it down. You know, the journey of a 10,000 kilometers starts with kilometers. Simplify things. And when we simplify things, we're able to get more done. Giving up too easily. This is very, very important. Giving up too easily. I've tried. I tried one time. I tried 2 times. Yeah. We have to prove to God that we are serious. We have to learn how to persevere, press on. And after some time, we start reaping what we have sown. Losing sight of the goal. You know, forgetting it. Not thinking about it every day. No, not making it part of us. That can also delay us. Too stuck in our own way. So we want to do it this way. You know, people are telling you there's a faster way to do it. There's a better way to do it. No. This is how I know how to do it. This is how I will do it. Or there is a better program. Oh, I don't understand those programming. No, I will rather do it this way. And sometimes something like that could also be a reason for delay or for not converting. Another reason is not identifying, reviewing, and improving on what we have. You know, not identifying. And by identifying, I mean, for example, identify the 3 things you want to accomplish. You know, in goal achievements, it's highly recommended. Even if you have 10,000 goals, if you have 1,000,000 things you would like to convert, choose 3 first and work with 3. For some reasons, I think our brain works better with 3 things at a time, for some reasons. All right. Yeah. So even if you have a lot to do, focus on 3 now. So by not identifying, so we have all this thing, I have to do this, I have to go to the kitchen, I have to write this email, so out of all those things, at a point in time, choose 3 that you are focusing on. So you identify it, you review it, you improve it, and that will help to get better results, meaning get better conversion. Genesis 1:31 says, then God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was good. So God was stopping, God was reviewing, and later on he improved on it. So we need to do something like that. Okay, not simplifying the goals, again, mentioned there. And then this is now time for you. I mean, we've spoken about 13 hindrances. So maybe some of you would like to add to it. What do you think could be other hindrances to converting our goals to results? Or maybe you want to comment on what we have done so far.
I think not believing in yourself,
Okay.
not trusting in the ability that's on the inside of you. I find that sometimes there's always that self-doubt on the inside of you, not thinking that you can move to the next level. So that I believe can also be a hindrance.
Forgetting that Pastor Christina is not better than you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, where's your mic?
It's here.
All right.
Inferiority complex.
Okay, how is that different from what you just said?
It's the same. It's the same in that context.
In that context, okay, thank you. Any other addition? You want to say something? Take the mic, please.
I just want to say sometimes sleep.
Sleep?
People kind of like oversleep, as in they sleep for too long. I think it's part of procrastination, basically,
Okay.
whereby you're supposed to do something at a certain time, but you find it difficult to wake up
Okay.
to actually get it done.
To get into the mood.
Yeah, to get it.
Okay. You are expecting yourself to get into the mood. Emmanuel wants to say something.
I think a major factor is that we need to eradicate fear.
So that's another point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Edward.
I think another thing is health.
Yeah,
If you're not well, that might be a hindrance.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think another factor that comes to my heart is self-motivation. Even when you have all the resources around you and people to help you. But
Lack of
self-motivation.
Yeah, lack of self-confidence. I think somebody wants to say.
I think.
But by the way, how Pastor Samuel, how is that different? Give him the mic back. How is that different from what he said? Lack of self-motivation and not believing in yourself. What's the difference?
Self-motivation has got to do you pulling out yourself. Even when you believe in something, you can't pull yourself out because there's a difference between, because you always be with yourself. Other people will not always be with you.
Okay.
If you are receiving a comment from your pastor or other friend, you still need to learn how to motivate yourself.
Yeah,
Even when you
but
believe
he
in
said
believing-
not believing in yourself.
Yes, even when you believe in yourself, you want
Okay.
to be like somebody said, it's part of self-motivation. To wake up early in the morning is part of self-motivation. Passion is part of self-motivation.
Okay,
See, if you cannot motivate yourself, it's very difficult because you only live by yourself.
okay.
The hindrances is common to every person, but you are the one to wake up yourself.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just look like what I want. That is not be able to take a firm decision within you yourself. There's doubt in you, you know, something like that.
It's still around the same thing. You wanted to say something? Sure. ma'am.
Stepping out of your comfort zone. Something you're very comfortable with. It's time to step out and do something you've been telling yourself, I will. Just like procrastination.
Yeah,
But step
procrastination,
out.
avoidance. Yeah.
Step out and do something about it.
Okay. Mr. Hano.
Yeah, I think that if we have copied our goal from others, so we don't have conviction that, understanding that this is God-given mission or God-given call. So this is, let's say that it's really important, but too often I think that it's something positive, but I think that in my history, I haven't had understanding that, okay, this is really God-given. So that's just human thing, not motivation.